Welcome back. We continue with our coverage of that briefing that's still underway here in Johannesburg, a briefing by the Gauteng Education MEC, Panyaza Lesufi, speaking on new regulations that are going to govern the feeder zone issue as well as admissions policies in the province. For reaction, we're joined this morning by the National Association of School Governing Bodies Chairperson, Matakanya. And I was asking you just a short time ago about the announcement made by the MEC today and whether you, as the Governing Bodies Association, believe he's got this right.
Thank you very much, Mukhototo, and thank you very much for the platform that you have provided to the National Association of School Governing Bodies. And firstly, we would like to send our condolences really to all the children who got injured, who passed on in our school environments. And coming back to your question is that I think it's not only National Association of School Governing Bodies, it's everybody who knows the history of this country that is singing the hallelujahs, that it is last step to destroy the spatial apartheid planning, because our children will attend school anywhere they want in the province. And I think the nation is also following, because the Department of Education in Gauteng is responding to the Constitution of South Africa, Section 29, that each and every child in the country must be able to access quality education.
Let me ask you this, Mr. Matakanya. I mean, the policies you are referring to that are now being changed basically meant that every child who was looking for placement at a school had to attend in the area in which they live, right? These policies were not new. They were in place for a long time. Why has it taken so long for this change to come?
Well, as I said, development, it really does not take one day. I indicated clearly that now we know the history of this country, that we come from segregation past, where the policies were segregating based on the color. Now, it is developmental in the sense that now, then, if you remember, the feeder zone were 5 kilometer radius. Now it has been extended to 30 kilometer radius. That's correct. Now you see that now it is development. We have broken the spatial planning, the spatial apartheid planning, because the spatial apartheid planning means that now children of Soweto will attend school in Soweto, children of Katlehong will attend school in Katlehong. But when you extend that, it therefore means that now each child can attend school wherever their parents, because it says where the parents is working, the child, you can carry the child along to where you work. If the child is within the feeder zone, or the address of the parent is within the feeder zone, then that child would. But in the past, it couldn't. Supposing I'm working in Johannesburg, then I'm staying in Soweto, then my child would not be allowed to go and attend school in Johannesburg, even if I'm working in Johannesburg. So hence I'm saying, truly, then the department is really, really in the proper direction. And they are developing, they are breaking the camel's back.
Forgive me for almost cutting you off there, but one of the things said by the MEC in that briefing was that schools will now have to submit their admissions policies to the HOD in the education department. There will be a 90-day period, and then once that has lapsed, the HOD would have to get back to them on whether the policies are adequate and whether things like a school saying we simply don't have space for any more pupils are real. Does that not take away power from schools, and in particular governing bodies that were dealing with this issue in the past?
It does not really. It does not really take power, in the sense that we should not forget that now the provincial department, the provincial legislature, Section 2 of South African School Act number 84 of 1996, indicate very clearly that the provincial legislature has the right to also formulate a policy. So it therefore means that any policy that the school governing body is formulating, it must be within the parameters of the provincial policy, the provincial regulation, the constitution, the provincial act, and all those. So in that sense, that is that now the the Constitutional Court has made pronouncement that the Department of Education in the province, they must go and draw the new feeder zones. Then it simply means that now the Constitutional Court is also progressive in the sense that now it realized that now the feeder zones were 5 kilometer radius, then and extended them to 30 kilometers radius. So in that sense, then no one has taken power from anyone. So we still have the power as school governing bodies.
Talk to me about the transitional period. Schools will now have 2 months to make sure that their admissions policies are in line with the pronouncement made by the MEC. Is that enough time, or do you foresee another court challenge over that issue and the overall changes announced today?
Well, those who are challenging the progressive movement, the progressive development, well, they still want to enjoy the history, the past history. But I don't think the 2 months is less time, because it just make changes in it make changes in the policies. If the policy had 5 kilometers radius, then it's just to change that policy has to be changed to 30 kilometers radius. So that is the only change. But I don't think really there will be tampering with the spaces in the schools, because what the policy says is that it still sticks to say then the children who are staying in the zone, the feeder zone, the children's parents who are working in the feeder zone, the children's address in the feeder zone, then there will be A and B. If then the space is full in A, then they will be taken in B. But if the A and B is full, then the HOD must ensure that now that child get a space.
Thank you for your time this morning. So that is Matakane from the South African Governing Bodies Association.